friends, this is Michael and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have a fun project today. It's something a little bit different than we usually do here, but I just had so much fun with this idea. I wanted to show you as we head to back to school season. I have 3 special teachers in my life, and I saw an advertisement for a bag on Facebook, and when I saw it, it made me think, oh, it would be so fun to make a banner using the same kind of concept here. And as you can see, I've used the pattern of a pencil and created a name banner. So let me show you how I did that. First of all, I decided on the sizes of my banner. And you know, teachers don't have a lot of room sometimes in their classroom. So I picked out my party alphabets as well as my banners and created a size that I thought would work and be something they could either hang on their door or easily above their desk without taking up too much space. So if you have the party banner dies, you can see here that I have used number 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 from the inside, skipped 6, and used number 7. And I find that works really well with the party alphabet letters as far as the size that I was going for. So here is number 7, and here is number 5, and when they get layered together, they fit really nicely. Now, my second decision was what I wanted to use for my papers on the background. This is the reverse side, or the light side, of our two-tone cardstock, and this is the reverse side of the black. And I liked this lighter side because it reminded me of an old-fashioned chalkboard. So I have the light side here of the two-tone black cardstock. Now, this was something that was in my stash. It's a piece of grid paper, and it was thick. It was thicker because it was pages of a scrapbook journaling piece that came with another kit, and I didn't use it all, and I had plenty to use here. But you could also use some fun notebook paper looking paper. You could pick another background that's really subtle with a school theme, or you could even just pick a plain color that you thought would work with the letters that you're doing. And you can see here that I've sized these to fit and still be bold, but have the fun details of the chalkboard background and the grid paper here. The third step here is I took some Daffodil Delight. Then I took the light side of my two-tone black cardstock to look like lead, pencil lead. I took the light side of pecan pie to look like wood. I took the light side, I have to check. Yes, the light side of Pretty in Pink. And these are this is about a 1/2 inch. This is also about a 1/2 inch, maybe a little over. And then I took a 1/4 inch piece of our silver foil paper. And those get glued down. And then I used my letters, taping them on to be secure with the washi tape, and cut out the different letters for the different teachers' names. A couple of little detail steps that I did were, see how on the pencil part here, you can see it looks like it's been through the pencil sharpener. Well, I wanted that detail instead of just having it be a straight piece of paper. So I grabbed my snips, and I wished that I had kept those decal edge scissors. Do you remember all those scissor shapes? This would be a good time to have them, but I don't have them. So I just took this, and on the edge of my paper, I just started weaving in and out. This is the light side of the pecan pie. And it's not even, it's not always perfect. There's a few straight lines, but as you can see, I'm just kind of creating that edge that looks like this has been through the pencil sharpener. And I love that it's just a little bit of a fun detail, but for me, it also adds a lot to the authenticity of making these look like a pencil. Went all the way across with that. Now I'm gonna finish that later off camera because I then wanna show you what it looks like once you cut these out. So this is Ms. Cordova. Get my Ms. and Mrs. correct here. And so you can see I've spelled out her name. Now, when I showed this to my husband, he said, I don't get it. And I threw a pencil down on the paper, on the page, and he still said, I don't get it. So then what I did was I took anything that had a top piece like this, and I just, yes, I eyeballed it. I cut a point so that I would have a pencil tip at the top of these pieces here. And voila, he got it. So then I decided that's what I needed to do to, again, make this project come together and look good. So with Miss Cordova's name, I did it on the M, and I'm also gonna do it on the V. With some of the other teachers' names, I was able to do it on more of the letters and on some just a couple of the letters. But I still like the attention to detail that is. And you know, pencils all sharpen differently. So this lead is not gonna look like this lead, which is not gonna look like this lead or this lead, but that's okay. I did have a few pieces left over, so I went ahead and cut this as the period to the Ms. of Miss Cordova. So when it's stretched out like a banner, you can see it. Now that I have my pieces here, I am gonna take some thin foam tape, and I wanted this to have some dimension. So I'm gonna use my thin foam tape here, and I'm going to just elevate the graph paper I have here ever so slightly and put it on the chalkboard looking piece here. And I just centered that in here with an even border all the way around the edges to that. And then I took the letters and I took some more thin foam tape. This is the narrow thin foam tape. And you know, you really can use whatever foam tape or dimensionals you have. I still have a little stash of this from my Close to My Heart days. So it worked for me to pull this out, and I would encourage you to look in your stash when you're looking for papers. Most of this was made directly from my scrap bin. So I bet you could go through your scrap bin and also create a fun banner. And so here is my M for the beginning of my Ms. Cordova. Now I'm not gonna do all of those on camera, but I will do them and finish them, and then I'll lay them all out at the end so that you can see how they all turn out. But finally, what I wanted to do was to tell you about the holes that I punched. I used an 1/8 inch hole punch, again from my craft room stash, and I created a hole right where the corner of the graph paper meets the chalkboard paper here. And then I strung most of the yarn or the ribbon. And this again was ribbon I have in my stash. I'm not even sure where it came from or what project it was from, but I picked one that worked. I almost picked a red one, which was really fun and bright, but it didn't quite go with the theme here. Introducing another color. And now I'm just going to string that along, and I will have a banner for Miss Cordova. And then I've got a third one to make for Mrs. Shaw. And here we are. Now I have all of the letters cut out from my pencil paper that I created. You can see I do still have a little left over. I might hold on to that because who knows what other teacher might benefit from a fun banner. And here we go, folks. I have now finished cutting and stringing my 3 teacher banners. And I hope you liked this project and can translate that into something that would be helpful for you. A birthday banner, a congratulations banner, or even something for a teacher in your life. And Miss Nelson, Ms. Cordova, and Mrs. Shaw, I wish you the best school year. Now, if you liked this video, thank you for stopping by, and please give me a thumbs up, share this video with a friend, and also hit subscribe so you know when the next video is out.